So if I told you a Tour Pro made 1 in 3 putts from 15 foot, would you believe me? Or that a 28 handicapper 3 putts no less on average 5 times around? Hi, welcome back. Andy Golf Mad Dad. So if you've seen my channel for the past couple of years, you know I like a bit of data. My brain works very analytically. So I'm going to do a couple of videos on actual data from PGA Tour and using Arcos data as well, comparing PGA Tour to scratch to 15 handicap to 20 to 30 handicap in terms of putting stats on this video today. One, it could help where you want to practice to improve your game and where you're losing shots. And two, just to help you enjoy the game a lot more, for those who think we should be holing everything from inside 10, 15 foot, the data will show you a little bit different. So let's get into a little bit of data, guys. Okay, let's start with putt make percentages. And I've played with plenty of golfers out there get so frustrated if they miss 3 foot, 10 foot, 15 foot. They think they should be holing everything, and especially when you think it's a birdie chance, definitely seem to miss those more. So let's go into the stats for 3 foot, 10 foot, 15 foot. Okay, so let's go through a few of the stats which hopefully will help you enjoy your game a little bit more. So got it wrote down here, so I'll get them correct and we'll pop them up on screen. So some of these might be surprising to you, some might not be, but let's dive into it. So from 3 foot, Tour Pros are holing out 99% of the time, scratch golfers 97%, 15 handicaps 90%, 28 handicaps closer to 80%. So from 3 foot, 20 to 30 handicaps are still missing 1 in 5 putts. So there's shots there we can start winning back to the course straight away. If we move on to the 5 foot putts, this is one where most people think they should be holing all of the time, but let's have a look at the data. So tour average from 5 foot is 91%, scratch golfer 80%, so even scratch golfers are missing 1 in 5 putts from 5 foot. 15 handicaps are holing 60% of the time, and for 28 handicaps this drops to 50%. So from 5 foot, when the people, so if you're shooting 90, 100 plus, and from 5 foot you think you should be holing everything, the stats show different. So 28 handicappers from 5 foot, 50% make. And at 10 foot, even scratch golfers only make 45%. By 15 feet, tour players drop to 32% make, and a 28 handicapper is down to 10%. So 15 foot, you're only making 1 in 10 putts. So the rain's about to come down, but that benchmark shows that we're not going to be holing everything from 10 foot, 15 foot. So does that data open your eyes a little bit? So if you're a high handicapper, does that surprise you with the stats? Hopefully, if you're a bit of an angry golfer, it might calm you down to think that you shouldn't be holding everything from 5, 10, 15, 20 foot. So the main key from those stats is that most amateurs think that they should hold everything from 10 foot. Sometimes we do, but in reality, guys, we just don't. So a second key metric for putting is looking at 3 putts. Now this one, when I first saw this data, really shocked me, and it's one that you can instantly shave shots off your score. So 3 putts, let's get into it. So 3 putting, when we pull the data stat up in a second, is quite frightening how many shots we're giving away to the course by simply not understanding or being able to control distance. Lag putting, getting inside the 3 foot bin lid, which we've seen from the data previous, is vital, because if we're missing, leaving ourselves 5 foot as a high handicapper, we're then going to be missing 50% of the time. So a 5 foot in, we're going to miss that putt 1 out of 2 times. Inside 3 foot, we've got more chance. So it's all about distance control. But let's have a look at the stats. So let's pull the stats up and you'll see how many shots we're actually giving away. So when we're looking at the 3-putt stats, a Tour Pro averages a 3-putt roughly 0.5 times a round. so not even one every 18 holes. The scratch golfer, roughly around myself, he's averaging 1.6 3-putts per round. 15 handicap is averaging 3.2 3-putts a round, and a 28 approximate handicapper is averaging 4.5 to 5 3-putts a round. So as you can see, just from that stat, as a mid to high handicap, we're giving so many shots away per round. If we can reduce the 3-putts, we're going to gain 4, 5, 6 shots per round. It's the difference between breaking 100, breaking 90. It might be the first time you've ever done it. If you're like me, I have a full-time job, family commitment, so I don't get time to practice. So what it shows from the stats today is get really comfortable from the 3 to 5 putt range, 10, 15 foot. I wouldn't spend much time on there. 3 to 5 foot putts are key, but then just get better at distance control. I've done videos in the past. I use a clock face system. I'll leave a link in the description of how I control my 3-putt, so jump over to that one if you want to. But one of the key drills, if I've only got 5 minutes to practice, this is my go-to drill. I've shown it a few people here at Tacton Park recently. It's transformed their putting. So all you need to do is grab some T-pegs, grab a green, put T-pegs out, 10 foot, 20 foot, 30 foot, 40 foot, 50 foot. If you've got room, the goal of the game then, you've got to get that ball as close to that marker as you can, within the 3 foot ideally. Then we can start dialing in 20 foot, 30 foot, 40 foot. I have a clock face system, so when I take the putter back, it's all about the tempo. I use the same tempo, but I have a 20 foot, 30 foot, 40 foot. So when I go back, my visual is the top of my hand. Inside the groin is 20 foot, mid thigh is 30, right hip is 40, and ball outside is 50. So you don't have to go as detailed as that, but I promise if you try the speed control 20, 30, 40, 50 foot, start practicing that, your 3-putts will reduce significantly. And if you see from that data, if we can just reduce the number of 3-putts by 2, 3 times around, you're saving yourself there 3 shots already. Do that over a course of a lot of rounds. It's going to make a big difference, guys. Okay guys, so part 1 of the stats video. Like I said, I love a bit of data, love analytics, but it can help your game also. So I think the keys to take away from this video is 1, just start enjoying the game a lot more. Don't think we're going to be holing putts from 5, 8, 10, 20 foot, because we're just not. The tour pros aren't doing it, who practice 10, 12 hours a day. So we're definitely not going to. So don't be so hard on yourself if you get a little stressed out on that golf course. And the key from these stats, if you've got time to do a little bit of practice, really get good or get comfortable at the 3 to 5 foot distance. That will be really key, which will link in to the lag putting. If we can start getting distance control with the putting, getting inside the 3 foot where we're going to hole more putts than we are at 5 foot, that's really going to help reduce that 3-putt. So if you found that useful, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It's a big help to the channel, really appreciate it. Also hit the like video. So the keys are distance control, and one other little drill to take away and to go practice. It's all about start line as well. So one great little training tool you can, really simple. Tiger uses it all the time. I've used it in a video just previously with my putting again. Just get 2 T-pegs again, either side of your putter, and then 3 foot in front, 18 inches in front of your start where the putter is. Put 2 T-pegs, just the width of the golf ball. You then have to start that golf ball through that small gate where the ball just fits. If you know you're pushing that ball through that gate, you are starting the ball on line. And the second bonus drill, get a line on the ball. Again, I've done videos on this before. If we can get the ball with the line to oscillate end over end, we know we're not putting cut spin on, which if you just add a little bit of cut spin, or if the face is open or closed through impact, just by 1-2 degrees, you're going to be missing those 5 foot putts, 6 foot putts. So for me, if you haven't got time to practice much like I don't, the one I would always go to is the distance control. Secondly, it's my start line. Can I get it through the little gate? And then just hold a lot of 3 foot putts just to get comfortable. The 10, 15 foot putts, honestly, don't worry about those. Leave those to the tour pros. So eliminate those 3 putts, get really good at the 3 to 5 putt range, guys, and those shots are going to come down. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found it useful. Love a bit of data. That's just how my mind works. That's why it never shuts off. So on to part 2, when we talk about greens in regulation, and hole proximity from 100 yards, 120, 100 yards from the tour pros to the same stats, and you'll be shocked at those stats also. So until next time, guys,